reset and, wanting to get out to a good start and then this.
Yeah, I mean, obviously result-wise, it's not what we wanted. We talk about a reset, we can talk about whatever, and if the result is not there, then it's not going to matter how the game goes. But I don't think it was a 6-2 game like that. Like I said, there's the special teams that kind of get to us. We don't score on ours, and we on our power play we let in 2 goals. But we put ourselves in a bad spot. I don't think that's the effort. I don't think that's the team itself or how we came out, how we started. I don't think that's why we lose a game. What do we have? 45 shots. Yeah, we got to get in front, maybe a few more, and get some quality chances. But I thought we did, and it's frustrating. That's I understand the question if we were flat, if we came out and we got outshot, we have 11 shots like we had against Devils, but I don't think that was the case today.
What with the power play was leading? Like, was it?
I think a little bit too aggressive. On both, honestly, on both goals where we kind of get caught with 4 guys low, and they just turn and go and they get it 2-1, and both times they capitalize on the chance. So got to do a better job of keeping the I guess the non-puck side higher, and make sure that we don't put ourselves in that position.
Okay, Andre, back in the lineup, your thoughts?
Honestly, I liked our first period. I think we did a lot of good things. Sustained pressure, made it hard in their D zone, and generated a good amount of chances. I think we lost that a little bit in the second period, and kind of bit us there. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And again, I would agree. The first period, the goal at the end of the first period was a bit of a buzzkill.
Yeah, for sure. I think anytime you give up one late in the period, it just sucks. Like I said, we had a great first period, I thought, and sucks that it kind of washes it away, I guess, with that goal. So.
And again, from your perspective now, unfortunately, you did have an injury to deal with, but from watching from afar, do you have thoughts?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest thing that I noticed when we were out, or when I was out, was just the energy within the room, energy within the locker room, and energy on the bench. I think we can generate a lot more energy and a lot more juice for ourselves within our lineup. I think we have the guys to do it. It's just a matter of doing it every shift, cheering on the guy next to you, and it sounds simple, but just being a good teammate.
You guys played that great first period. You give up the goal at the end of the period there. How do you guys avoid dropping your heads? You know what I mean? And just saying, "Here we go again."
I think that just comes within the room, holding the guy accountable next to you, and I don't know. I think we've all been in games where we're losing. I don't think just because we're losing in a game doesn't mean we lost the game. I think that's something this group maybe has lost a little bit, and that pushback. But I liked our game. I liked what we did overall. I think it's just we can bring a little bit more.
How do you assess, or I guess kind of balance the fact that it was a better game in a lot of ways at 5-on-5, but then the special teams obviously hurt you guys a lot?
Yeah, I think we'd like a clean game all the way through. Cleaning up 5-on-5 is great and all, but giving up as many as we did, or even chances on the power play, even penalty kill, can't happen.
You guys had a lot of shots on goal. Is that something that you can take a positive out of, the creative stuff?
For sure. I think, we saw it firsthand in the first period, how many shots we had and how many times it broke down their defense. Just quick shots from the point, crashing the net and making it hard on their goalie. I think that's when this team is successful and when we're moving.
Well, Peter, I'm sure the frustration is what it is. Will you take positives from this game to take it to the next one?
Right now, it's just frustrating. It's we're in the business of winning hockey games, and we're not getting that done right now. So it's tough to sit here and tell you good things. We're losing games. We need to win hockey games, and we're not getting that done.
And observation that goal at the end of the first period seemed to be probably typified of maybe what's happened. Your club looked pretty good.
We were really good in the first period.
Right.
You know, if you just look at the period and the way the guys came out and played and chances and shots and the way we defended, we come in and we're regrouping and we're down 2-1. And so that was tough. You know, it's just that's an opportunity where you can come out and get up 2-0, 3-0 inside of a game, and it doesn't happen. And now you're dealing with that, and you're fighting that a little bit as well inside the room and on the bench. But you know, the start was where it needed to be, and the score didn't reflect it, and that's where we're at.
The power play, is it? I guess maybe guys trying to push too hard, getting too low, sometimes that leads to those odd man chances against there. How do you assess them?
Yeah, I mean, you look at both of them, there's 2 opportunities to score goals there. You know, we get the point blank shot in the slot, and you get 4 guys in there for rebounds, and we're ready to hunt. It doesn't bounce our way. And then the one that they go to slide over to Mika gets tipped at the last second and redirected, and he doesn't get the wood on it because of the deflection on the pass. And that's back the other way. And both times you're in opportunities to score goals. That's what you're setting up to do and where you're pushing it to. Most teams set up the same way. And like I said, it's just that would be, you know, where we're at as well. You know, we had opportunities to score and push that game, and our guys were on the attack tonight, trying to, on the power play and 5-on-5, trying to put pucks at the net and trying to generate, and you know, it didn't work.
Peter, is it more mental at this point, and how do guys avoid dropping their heads when they give up, when they face adversity?
It's tough. I just said it after the first period. You go out and you're pressing and you're doing the right things, and you come in, you're down 2-1, and so you're trying to stay in there. And then the second period got away from us with the specialty teams, and now it is working against you a little bit. But the guys kept pushing in the third period, still trying to generate, still trying to score.
You guys in the last 4 games have taken a lot of penalties in each game.
Can't do that. We talked about it, and so we got to give ourselves the best opportunity to be successful, and going to the penalty box isn't going to be that chance that we need, and so we need to be more disciplined.
The decision to replace Igor, is that because of him or just because of?
It was the game. It was the game.